Will Throne and Liberty be the MMORPG that we are all waiting for? Or it will be one of the many games that came for a bit to shake things up for some time and just disappeared after? Before I answer this question, let's see all the things we know so far about the game. NCSoft is the developer of Throne and Liberty, which started as a project in 2011 under the name Lineage Eternal, and was supposed to be the sequel to Lineage and Lineage 2. After multiple delays, the first closed beta began at the end of 2016, and in 2017, it changed to Project TL. The game was in development in Unreal Engine 4, but as it seems now, it also has elements of Unreal Engine 5. Also, at the same review, they informed us that their priority was for the game to be built for PC and consoles first because on those you can have the best possible MMORPG experience, as they stated, but streaming play is possible on mobile. Now let's see what we know about the game. Throne and Liberty will be an open-world MMORPG that will bring weather and environment changes through time as well as ecosystem changes because of that. It will allow some vertical movements, like hooking on certain objects, and climbing like that. The combat system will have tab targeting with action elements. The choice of the weapons we choose will determine the playstyle of the character, and we will be able to equip 2 weapons at once and switch between them, like in New World. So we will be free to change weapons at any time if we want to try a different playstyle. Of course, they have informed us about the various options for character creation. It has already been confirmed that there should be open PvP at certain hours without a karma system. While you cannot lose items, other players can kill you in the open world with no penalties. As we see in the trailer, players are able to transform into animals. Also, open world bosses will be part of the game, and they will need a good number of players. This reminds me a lot of Lineage 2, where we fought clan against clan to secure the boss, and that was also one of the best parts of the game. I believe that open world bosses will be events where PvP will be active to encourage the battle between the clans. The game will offer multi-layered dungeons, as showcased in their video, and that's a feature that I would like to see a lot of in terms of how it will actually work. Guilds will be a huge part of the game, as it seems, because they will offer siege battles and other PvP events like blessing stones and dimension stones that can be controlled by guilds, offering various enhancements and materials. Something I don't like a lot but that seems to be part of the game is autoplay, where our character can make actions like macros and we don't need to do anything. I never understood why they designed the game in such a way that it needed autoplay. We see this in action in Lineage 2 a lot, and I am totally against it. In the director's review that was published on December 27th of last year, they give us an explanation about the title of the game. The throne symbolizes the battle community, with competitions and combat. Liberty symbolizes the freedom to seek out your own adventures in the vast gaming world, and symbolizes the general unity of generations and nationalities. To be honest, overall, I am really excited about Throne and Liberty because it seems to carry the soul of Lineage 2, which is the game I have spent countless hours playing in the past. For everyone who doesn't know, NCSoft has published multiple MMORPGs like Lineage 2, Ion, Guild Wars 2, and Blade and Soul. And here comes the catch, I think, because I have a lot of experience with how NCSoft treats their games. Let me explain exactly what I mean. I played all the previous games, with the exception of Guild Wars 2. For me, NCSoft was one of the best companies in the genre because they created generally very good MMORPGs. But sadly, even though they are very good at providing such a variety of different games, they are very bad at sustaining them and keeping them growing, as we see in all of those MMORPGs. The only game that made me so excited in the last decade that I was thinking about it even at night and played for multiple hours was Blade and Soul when it was released back in 2016, and I consistently played it for 6 months. Over this period, even though the bosses they added were good and fun, the systems they decided to follow for progression were pay to win, and that was the main reason I stopped playing the game. Even though I played many hours each day, there came a time when I was at 700 item level, while the people who swiped played much less and were at 1200. When you decide to invest so many hours to progress in the game, It is so depressing to be so far behind those who have decided to just pay and achieve item level that you will need months to catch up. I have to give it to them that at least in the PvP arena, gear score was equalized, even though some of you who know about the game can argue that there was a different kind of pay to win that had to do with your learned skills. But let's leave it like this for now. Overall, the sad thing is that NCSoft is well known as one of those companies that have many kinds of pay to win elements in their games, and that's a thing that keeps me skeptical about the monetization tactics they will use in Throne and Liberty. On the other hand, I am really excited to try a game from them once again because they can really bring some nice ideas, and as a fan of Lineage 2 for years, as I said, this game reminds me a lot of it. Last but not least, it's been announced that Amazon Games will be the studio that will publish Throne and Liberty worldwide. I know that many of you might not like this, but for me, all the other alternatives seem much worse, so I am okay with that. The release was scheduled for the end of last year, then they told us the game would be released in the first quarter of this year. But a few days ago we learned from leaks that the game would be released in the second half of this year, with the most likely release date being somewhere around October. We got confirmation that at the end of May they will have a beta test for the game in South Korea. For now, we don't have any confirmation about the global beta. So will Throne and Liberty be the next big MMORPG that many of us will spend countless hours in? For me, it sure can be, but because I know NCSoft well, I must add many ifs to the mix. For sure, I will enjoy the massive open-world PvE and PvP events for some time. After all, every new launch of a new MMORPG is really hyped and so fun to play. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Throne and Liberty. Will it be something special, or will it just be another failure? If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel with the bell to get notified when new videos come out. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.